Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the most recent installment of ToutSuite Tasting in the Dark. This evening, we have the most auspicious Mr. Henry from Sunshine Market providing our wines from Sunshine Market in St. Helena. And Henry, would you like to give us a quick 30 seconds on what is Sunshine Market and why were these wines chosen?
Well, Sunshine Market is a small family-owned market in St. Helena since 1975. Just specializing in local and also, what would you say?
Artisan products.
Artisan, thank you, the word. Yeah, exactly.
Big fan of shopping at Sunshine.
It's a family store. I don't know what to say. It's great.
Let me be a little bit more pertinent for my man Henry. What Dean and DeLuca is to New York, Sunshine is to St. Helena and Napa Valley.
There you go.
Okay, without further ado, as the clock is ticking and we've got three contestants poised to strike and experience what is this amazing elixir in front of me. Now, Henry, this is a little bit different than most of the tastings in the dark that we've participated in the past, in that I see something fizzy in those glasses.
Yes, that would be correct. You've got there is one fizzy sparkling in the glass. Yeah, can't say what it is.
Well, of course not. That would ruin the surprise. Was that
But
just?
there is. That's actually was thinking of Susan on that one.
'Tis beauty's privilege to enjoy the bubbles.
One that she particularly enjoys.
Okay, I'm going to do a quick synopsis of who we have at the table. Mr. Chris Pappy is sitting on the right side. Chris comes, I'm going to make a few things up. From the corporate world, he was an icon in the steel business, but has found wine later in life and really has gravitated to it with a lot of enthusiasm. Susan, the sweet young lassie in the middle between these blue-shirted beasts, is a sommelier of serious note here out in California and a lifelong journeyman in discovery of the grape. And then last we've got Michael, the man with the elixir, the power of passion, and a bottlery master if there ever was one. He will be putting his talents on display a bit later. But right now, everyone seems to have tasted the first sparkling wine with some enthusiasm, but a little bit of dismissive. So, oh wait, Susan has gone back to it now 3 times. She's chuckling because she knows she's really onto something good here. Well, and then there's that, of course. We taste rigorously, ladies and gentlemen, until about 5 p.m., and we often drink quite heavily thereafter. It is now 5 after 6. Michael seems to be taking the most studious approach with a quick sip, a pontification. Does it merit my comments? Should I put something nasty down on the paper? And then the swallow. Well, that was quite a long pause. Okay, well, how do you size up these 3 tasters?
Well, this is our first meeting for them, but they look like they're quite involved in what they're. I mean, I can see some good notes taken. So I'm anxious to see what they're going to be saying about this first one.
I'm a little curious myself. I do fancy myself a fan of bubbles, and so I would immediately have been drawn to that glass on the left. The glass sitting next to it in the middle is fairly lightly colored, and I'm curious to know if it is lightly styled as well, with the glass on the right. Oh, look at that. Did you see that swirl from Michael? This guy's a seasoned professional. The wrist action, the fluidity in this guy, he could be a professional. All right, now Chris has gone back to the glass, and I think he's so excited he steamed up his glasses, so he had to go back a second time. And then Susan, the archetype of cool, the princess of the table, as it were, she's dominating these guys. I can actually feel bad for them.
You can see they've done this before, so it's like.
Yeah, there's no rookies here, ladies and gentlemen. I know Monday Night Football's on ESPN, but the real show, right here in St. Helena. Okay, we're moving along with good tempo. Everything seems to be progressing properly. We've got about 4 more minutes of speculation and tasting for the panel on the first 3 wines, A, B, and C. Oh, yeah, I didn't say it was going to be easy. This is all about the pressure cooker now. Yeah, he's starting to sweat. Look at the hot lights, the 99-degree temperatures here next to the river in St. Helena. It all adds up to something spectacular. Okay, wow, Susan might not have liked that last wine. I mean, I'm cajoling a smirk out of her, but quite frankly, I saw the frown. Did you see the frown?
I saw the frown.
Okay, we saw the frown. We can't get Michael to crack. This guy's like the Iron Fist. I mean, whew, I would love to see what kind of girl's going to date him because he's just unresponsive and oh, I have that answer. Wow, he traded up, ladies and gentlemen, because that's a lovely woman on his left. We'll introduce her later once we're going into Flight B, or the second flight. Okay, everyone's taking notes. Everyone seems to be deeply enthralled with the engagement at hand of wines A, B, and C, all white wines. And I would say all appropriately styled for a really warm day here in October. Crazy.
I was thinking, nice cool wines for a hot day, absolutely. That may change a little bit as you move into the next...
Into the second flight.
Right.
The next flight. Okay. We're being told that Henry has a very unassuming voice and needs to speak with a little bit more intensity.
A little,
all right.
Hoarse, but we'll get through it.
All right. That is the 1 minute sound. Ding, ding, ding. Lady and gents, conclude what you have in front of you with wines A, B, and C, and we will recharge the glasses. When I step up to do that, Henry, I'm going to hand you the microphone in the hopes that you can give our watching audience a brief glimpse into why you choose the wines you do at Sunshine and whom you're really looking to cater to. Because I know the clientele, you're the only grocery store I've ever been to that has Krug and Chateau de Chem on the retail shelf, which should give our ladies and gentlemen out in cyber world a pretty good idea of the caliber of house that you're working with. All right, I'm going in to change the glassware or to change the wines. Henry, the mic is yours.
Well, at Sunshine, we like to cater to our friends, the family, the folk that come through. We have just a wide selection. I mean, from imports, locals, sparklings, anything that from $7-8 to, I think our highest wine right now is probably $1,000. But without all that said, we look, come in for tastings. We do all the tastings, Matt Smith and I, and as we taste these, we always keep in mind. I mean, not only our palate, but those friends, people that come in that we know that trust our palates as well. So it's always in progress. Gosh, always just lots of wine, lots of tastings. It takes a lot.
I know everyone out there thinks that
it's not a bad thing to do. It's a good job.
The next time you're sitting in front of a spreadsheet and you've been told to digest and assimilate all the numbers in front of you, and it's the doldrums and painfulness of an average workday in a metropolis, just know that there are people like us sitting out here in Napa Valley that we have to drink for a living. It's not an easy feat to pull off because occasionally the wines are less charming than others. But on a night like this, when the caliber of the wine is really well suited to an arena as intense as what we have here at Tasting in the Dark, well, we're going to put these tasters through their paces. I was making some lofty claims about Mr. Chris Pappy earlier today, and they were absolutely not true. But they're really fun, so let's stick with it. So Chris has now a glass of white wine. Watch it. Here it comes. Here it comes. The execution of that spit, this commitment to that bucket with hitting just the side. Absolutely missed the bottom where it could have splashed up and gotten his lovely shirt soiled. That's the kind of dedication we're looking for here. Henry, when you taste it, do you go for the long trajectory or is it just the simple dribble off the tongue?
Mine, unfortunately, kind of just goes wherever. But you look for a nice stream, You don't want to do that.
That's what we all like, a nice solid stream. Okay, we're going to let that one go. Moving on. Wine E is a lighter shade of red that Susan is now inspecting on the merits of color and color alone. Yeah, that's right. She's checking it out, making sure it's over a white background, pink background. Drink it in, first with the eye, then the nose, and ultimately, or lastly, with the mouth. The swirl, the snort, all the fun notes of tasting wine. And Michael, I can't get this guy to crack. He's diligent in his pursuit. I see no deviation, no wandering. He just is a man about the business. Now, I'm a little concerned because I know this guy makes his living behind a bar, and the best part about being behind the bar is the entertainment value. So I think he's going to loosen up a little later. It may take a couple snorts of scotch behind him, but there it is. That was the first crack, the first chink in the armor, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen it. We saw it. You saw it, didn't you? I saw it. All right, so he's on to wine number 2, which by my visual inspection appears to be a lighter red and possibly from a more mature vintage. Now, I'm only speculating because I haven't tasted it yet, which I'm actually quite excited to try. And it is dramatically lighter than the contemporary from bottle F. So, Chris, he's still working. And look at this guy. He's a southpaw. I had no idea. So he's literally in his right mind. Where Susan and Michael, I think, are using their left brains to try and assess the merit and or demerit of each of these wines. I do like the way Susan tastes. She tastes a bit like myself. It's not a bull rush to get to the tongue. It's, well, what does this little filly have to say to me? You got to look her in the eye, kind of see, does she really want to be there? And more importantly, does she want to play with me? Because there are a lot of other people around, and I'm not that charming. So I always hope that I can put something into the arena, as it were, as throwing my hat up. Okay, now Chris is on to the third wine. Look at this guy, multitasker to the 10th degree. He's swirling, sniffing, and writing simultaneously. This guy could go on to be president. I love it. All right, the question would beg then, does he have enough skeletons in his closet? And he's been a Napa long enough. I think he does. All right, we've got a new congressman. Mike Thompson's going down. Chris Pappy's coming up. Wow, now did you see the power of that expiration by Susan? And the long pause, the intake of air. Oh, boy. Something's either really right or really wrong. And we're going to find out in about 6 more minutes. Okay. Wow, we've even got Michael to break down. He almost smiled again. Okay, now he's going balls down on that darker wine. Wine F. A much more robust color, and I'm going to guess from a younger vintage, which should indicate power, intensity, and maybe even a more voluptuous palate experience. Because we all like a nice voluptuous palate experience, don't we?
It's a voluptuous wine, too.
Nice. Okay. Well, there it is. I saw that trickle of sweat come down Chris's cheek. He's nervous now. He's understanding that there's a lot of competition sitting next to him. And whoa, cheating? Wow, I mean, I know we call it tasting in the dark, but come on, buddy. We're watching you here. Susan, if you would kindly roll up your sheet so he can't see. Thank you. Thank you very much. Chris, you'll be going to the principal's office a little bit later. There you go. Working every angle, this guy. Man, he's good. All right, so we're getting close to the end. Our contestants have about 2.5 minutes left to process, assess, and rate each of the wines. Now, keep in mind, we're not looking for just do I like it. We need more information than that. We need what do we feel would be an appropriate price point. Is it true to what we think it is? Is it a bastardization of said varietals? Or is it just something sweet and pretty to quaff on a sunny, warm day? Wow, did you see Michael look at us when I said quaff on a sunny, warm day? I think he wants to go out and quaff sunny, warm things. Oh, Chris is breaking. I saw it right there. He lost his power. This is Austin Powers losing his mojo. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. We saw it first. The glasses are off. Oh, my God. Okay, we're counting it down. If Chris is done, so are we. Susan, Michael, you guys better step it up. I mean, the hammer is coming down. One more trip through the flight. Oh, there he was, all fit to be tied and ready to be done. Bam, right back to the white wine. Uh-huh. Interesting. So we've got a sommelier in the middle who's educating the other two fellas at the table. She's going to need a big textbook and a large stick to try and beat these boys into submission. The good news is, again, we have those bottles of scotch to help.
Yeah, he's going to get going on those shaking that. Well, he's a shaker, right?
He's a shaker.
Yeah.
I actually think this kid's a mover and a shaker.
Yeah.
All right. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I will now get the tally sheets, and we will figure out who is the winner on the table. Oh, yes. Complete?
I just read the one
Hopefully you
through
can read
six.
my
That's perfect.
political scribble.
1 through 6. Don't like directions, huh?
No, I don't like directions. You want me to put them with numbers really quick?
Oh, one
You
through
could take it up
six.
to 20.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
I was told that I could only use it as a directional.
Well, everything's, again, more about guidelines, more so than rules. I think Captain Jack Sparrow said it best. There's no pirate code, it's more of a set of guidelines.
Right, got it. Okay.
We'd be pirates if we had codes.
Exactly. You would make a very good pilot if you're a pirate if you were following the rules all the time.
Exactly.
So this-
Okay, you're cool. Thank you, sir. We got
Really
you.
hated that one. And this will be-
I hated that
I
one.
hated that one. There.
All right, thank you, sweet lady. All right, I will hand these off to Mr.
That was
Creative
stressful.
Stuff to be tabulated.
I need a drink after that.
All right, that's plenty.
All right, I need my mic.
We got you covered, yeah.
All right. All right. Mike,
Yeah,
we're going to start at the end and begin at the near.
okay.
What did you think, big guy?
Well, I think I'm not very good with numbers. That's one thing.
That's okay. Thankfully, this is a drinking game, not so much a numbers game.
No, we had a good spread, a lot of different, obviously very different styles. It's kind of hard to compare things across such different styles for me because I always think of wine very situationally. You know, like this is a really great wine for this occasion versus that, and so ultimate quality of say like something with a lot of oak on it, and versus something rather thin with a lot of sort of beeswax notes for me. I mean, I gotta put myself in the right place.
Sure.
But I think we had a couple good ones. A couple I didn't really dig all that much, but
That's the beauty of wine. You got to kiss some frogs to find some princes. Was there a clear runaway favorite in your mind?
no. But I think Susan, you're gonna disagree. I actually like the second one quite a bit.
The second one, Wine B.
Wine B.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Michael's Wine of the Night, Wine B. Ooh, now we're going to try and trip Henry over.
You don't need that
Oops.
one.
Read this?
Careful.
Oh, all this futzing around. All right, get that over there. Susan, you're up. I know I was particularly rough on you. You did a great job.
That's all
We're gonna
right.
loosen you back up just a little bit, give you a little stress break.
Thank you.
So I will ask the same questions as Michael. Was there a clear runaway favorite, and if so, why?
To me, it was this one.
Wine E.
Wine E.
Excellent.
I also like the sparkling. I didn't find it to be terribly complex, and we were kind of talking, I don't know whether we're allowed to, but we were talking about what we thought it was, and I don't think it's a particularly expensive sparkling, so I think it's something that's light and crisp, but I really like this one for my personal taste.
Interesting. E.
E. And I agree. I think it's hard to taste because I didn't understand the rules, you know, and I didn't know whether it's hard to pick out like, oh, this is a good Sauvignon Blanc or this is a good.
Right.
You also
It's not all Sauvignon Blanc, it's not all.
well, you also
It's-
clearly had some domestic and some imported in here, which was really interesting because you can kind of, oh, that's clearly,
Yeah.
you know, an import or that's clearly domestic. Yeah. It's
Now,
very-
I was told that you're a sommelier, and where do you sling wine?
I actually got my sommelier certification so that I could sell wine and write about it. And I do marketing for wineries,
Big plug, big plug.
write some blogs for wine glass marketing. And I write some blogs and I write copy on websites. And when you're doing tastings and you're selling wine direct to consumers, they like to know that you know what you're talking about. So I went back and I got my associate's degree at the viticulture school here in Napa Valley College, which is phenomenal. And then got my sommelier certification, and then I am a certified specialist in wine from the Society of Wine Educators in New York.
Oh, very nice. Excellent.
Mr. Pappy,
Mr. Simpson.
was there a clear runaway favorite, my good man?
Perhaps just because I like the category so much, I thought that wine E, I got it as a Pinot, I could be wrong,
See, he each copied my notes.
Yes, I was definitely. You know, if I could, I like the tasting, I love the format. If I could go into a wine store and buy wines like this and taste wines, it would make my life so much easier.
Interesting.
You know, it's just, you have
Rate the wines and the merit of
Yeah,
the wine alone.
exactly.
Take the label out of the equation. There's no marketing. It's just
Well,
juice.
yeah, or the, you know, the word of our purveyor. I always like relying on a trusted resource. So I thought the wines were really well selected. I didn't see a dog in the bunch. So
Interesting. Okay.
Plenty of good ones.
Good times. And what brings you to our table, Mr. Pappy? How is it
Well,
that you are experts in
You
all
know,
things Venice?
I started on the East Coast of New York working in the import business and migrated out to California from a love of California wines. And I have run a company called Chatterbox Wine Marketing, which helps wineries sell wines to consumers direct. And not unlike Susan, making a little bit of a roadmap, so to speak, for the consumers because they want somebody to trust and they like having relationships with their wineries and the wine people that are out there. So and ToutSuite's great for that because we get the people in the wine business up front and center, and we talk about what we like and
Good to bridge the gap.
yeah, and we bridge the gap, and we'll see what happens with this tasting if we're right, wrong, and even if you know, there's so much discovery in wine, and that's what we're going to do today. So
Well, it's
I'm
just
very.
It was just a small sampling, you know, and DA said,
It
"Oh,
was-
just pick out 6
It was
wines.
so
You're like,
diverse. I
6
mean,
out of
okay,
I-
6
700.
wines.
I'm gonna drive up to
across the
St.
board.
Helena now.
All right.
You know, so.
Excellent.
Got a few that just give a nice little sampling. Maybe
Yeah.
what you can find when you come to the Sunshine, you know, along
Mhm.
with everything else, the locals and, you know, stuff.
All right. Now, Michael, my apologies. I didn't give you an opportunity to tell us what brings you to the table.
Well, I'm going to be making some drinks for everybody later. This is very stressful, so that's sort of a
Was.
plant.
You're gonna need a drink.
Yeah, we're all gonna need a drink. But I'm Michael.
Good last name.
Michael Pasden.
There you go.
I'm one of the bar managers up at the Goose and Gander in St. Helena, right next door to Sunshine. So we're neighbors.
Thank you, yeah.
Literally across the parking lot.
So, you know, when you're going grocery shopping at Sunshine and maybe you need to like lube it up a little bit, you can stop downstairs with us. It's kind of a local tradition.
So you're
Grab
a
a
lubrication
drink
specialist.
and then go
Yeah.
over to Sunshine and get your shopping done. It's kind of it's a good way to do it.
I would have never have done that, but if I had gone to Goose and Gander first and had one of your amazing libations and then gone shopping is a lot more fun.
Exactly.
You do often pick up fruits that, like, I the other day picked up a dragon fruit that I
Yep.
would have never expected in a million years would seem appealing.
Well, they say don't shop on an empty stomach. It's the same concept.
Don't shop.
Yeah.
So,
So, ladies and gentlemen out there in Cyberworld, these are pearls
Yeah.
of wisdom we're feeding you here this evening. And on that note, Mr. Lustau will be unmasking the wines now.
All right, so the last wine was wine number D, and I would like to see what is number
Last,
Dun, 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 dun.
which one?
Behind it is Pont Neuf Chardonnay.
So Susan didn't like it at all, and Chris, that was okay for you, but
No, there's the last bottom of the barrel.
I think the last one can't be a Chardonnay.
no, it's D. So it's
D.
the third.
D's
Oh, that
first
one.
wine, second.
Oh, yeah.
You
got
targeted
it.
as Vienna.
Okay, got it.
Okay, next in the alignment,
What was
Mr.
the
Got it.
Again?
what was the wine?
It's a Pont Neuf, the Russian River Chardonnay.
Pont Neuf, 2010, Russian River Chardonnay,
Douglas Danilak,
Vignoble
winemaker.
Z.
Yes.
Then we'd like to read number B, the B, letter B.
Las Colinas de Álvaro Grenache Blanco,
Yes.
which is one of my all-time favorites. I love that one.
One of the ones we have up front, Chris.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again,
Spanish wine.
Michael, that was your favorite, and Susan really didn't like this one here.
You and I cannot be drinking together.
It's okay, but you know, it was
Clearly.
just about a tie with E.
Yeah,
So, I
okay,
mean,
alright.
we can have, there's some.
Yeah, we can drink
there's
red
some-
wine.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. But,
Alright.
you know, and that makes sense to me because I
And the
tend to.
cocktails. We still have cocktails. to
I
go back
tend,
on.
you know, I tend to prefer those leaner, you know, sort of lightly aromatic white wines from the old world.
But Susan, you put a one.
I
She thought it was
I
just
didn't like
slightly
it at all.
better than the wrong end of a donkey.
Yeah, yeah. I have a special little note that's DNPIM, do not put in mouth, and that was almost that one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Moving on. Next wine to unmask.
All right, then we reveal wine A.
Dun, 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 dun. Sorel Branca.
Extra dry.
So extra dry.
Prosecco?
So that's the
Prosecco,
fourth
but-
rated wine?
Lots of acidity.
Yes, that was the
Balances
number.
out that
Yep.
extra
Number
dryness.
That was lovely.
It's delicious. That's
It
what
was
we're drinking.
Prosecco.
It was, yeah. We were going back and forth between whether it was a
couldn't figure
Prosecco or a
Cava or
Cava.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it
price
is.
point, again, you were saying, it's, yeah, $14.99.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
I would drink that all day long.
24 hours a day. The
Yeah,
wine is
you know.
ready to go. It's-
Go buy this wine.
24
Yeah.
hours a
This
day,
is a
ladies
lovely
and gentlemen.
wine.
Yeah.
That's your beverage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, no, it's-
Start in the morning
I
with
was
orange
saying,
juice.
might sneak a cup of coffee in front of it, but
Yeah.
from that point after.
Oh, Prosecco! And if you go to Italy, the Italians will always come out to Prosecco. It's time for Prosecco, and then you get the rest of it going. Yeah,
It's
so
a
Prosecco's
Dinate.
always the start.
The good Italian family. We go right from coffee to Prosecco.
That's
Man,
right.
no Campari in between.
No.
Mr. Lusta.
Then wine F.
Chimarosa!
Chimaros.
07, ladies and gentlemen, from Halma.
See, you were right.
If I may make a
So
quick
that's-
interjection.
yes.
Big,
You're
bright,
right.
slutty Napa Valley.
That's
County.
like, yeah, Chimarosa.
It's a great vineyard site, and wow.
This
So
is inky, 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 inky. Lovely.
Yeah, and that Hell Mountain fruit.
that is one of the
They're
07s
calves.
that will have a little more muscle and stamina.
Let's spend some more time more on the last 3 years. So that one, what is it? It's the Cabernet Sauvignon. What is the?
Please explain for us, what is Chimarosa, sir?
Chimarosa is up on Hell Mountain. That means Dina, and what's one? They're both in the medicine,
Yeah.
biotechnology, but they've really got a very small acreage. Make, I think, maybe 200 cases.
Very
I think they used to
maybe
sell
more.
grapes to Sabraja, didn't they?
They did, and unfortunately, guess who stole that contract? His name is Mr. Tor Kenward.
Kenward, yeah, Tor.
So, at its most elevated state, Jeff Ames builds a wine for Tor Kenward from the Chimarosa vineyard. That
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
I believe Mia Klein makes this
Yes, she
wine.
does.
Yeah.
correct.
It's
Good stuff.
wonderful.
Client.
Yeah.
What's the price point of the wine?
I believe this is, I think it's 57, 58.
Was this the most expensive out of these?
We don't know yet. We have two contestants doing that.
Yes.
Okay, all right, sorry.
Oh, did we talk about the
You're
price
right.
points of the other wines that we
They're
opened up?
ruining the rules again.
Then
We'll talk about price points for the top.
Okay.
wine that came up second was their C.
Let us see. Here we go.
Oh, nice.
Chablis from William Fev, 2011.
The French people, eh?
Yeah, that was a nice
That's,
one.
You'd think they've been making wine for a couple thousand years.
I know.
Yeah. That was a really
That's
nice one.
fascinating. Now, Henry, why was this bottle of Chablis procured?
It's one of our favorites.
There you
And
go.
for price point too.
Say no more.
I mean, it's, I think.
What is the price of that?
$21.
Oh, nice.
You
How
know, and
much?
it's just 21. And it's just it's great. It really is.
Well, it's not so chalky. It's not so,
Right.
it had a lot of the tropical fruit on it.
That's what I got, tactile.
Yeah.
For those
Great
of
food
you
wine.
Yeah.
out there who are like myself, I'm a bit of a Chardonnay whore. I love Chardonnay from all over the world. The 9, 10s, and 11s from Chablis don't really carry a lot of Chablisian notes. They're much
Is
more
that a word,
forward.
Chablisian?
It's a producer.
Must be a word.
They're a big negotiant.
Okay.
But they typify the house, or sorry, they typify the AVA. And this particular producer does a good job of more or less keeping to a traditional platform and then let the vintage and the site speak. In California, we're often much more concerned about, well, how much oak can we put, how much bigger can we make this experience? And because the vintages were quite warm, we got to experience more of those tropical. Well, there we go. And that's number 2. That's not even wine number 1. I think without further ado, Mr. Mustel, we will now unmask the unilateral winner, which is Rossi Wallace, 2011, Napa Valley.
You're right.
Pinot Noir.
Russian, is it Russian River?
Napa Valley Pinot Noir.
I get the fruit from Antonio.
Oh, it's well, see, that makes a big difference because you're way up on the mountain.
Correct.
Yeah, Rick
That's
Foreman
what threw us
showed
for a
on
loop. And
One
Rick
of
Foreman
the-
makes it.
Indeed.
Yep.
One of the great oxymorons in Napa Valley wine. Well, truly, how do you get a cool climate Pinot Noir to speak from a very warm growing area?
Put it
You
up
need-
on.
You got to get up on a
2,000
real
feet.
high mountain, there's lots of wind,
On a rock.
and you need to get on an
Yeah.
exposure.
See, that's a surprise. That's a
We have
good.
gremlins.
Yeah.
Gremlins? Oh,
That's
that's
a-
a different Sweet. So, ladies and gentlemen, our number one wine, Rossi Wallace. What's the price point?
That, I believe, it's actually written on this price tag. That, let's see, that's right around mid-40s.
Okay, wow, $40 Pinot Noir that beats all
Beats
the rest
out
of
the
the
Yeah,
wine.
in the
Rosa Cab.
Rosa Cab.
That is
It's
pretty
not bad.
impressive. And that's, ladies and
Pretty
hang on,
It's
we
a
gotta
pretty good
roll
price
through the
point,
mental
actually.
Rolodex.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking, maybe more than one. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, it's
I'll take a case.
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
Wow.
Big tank plants. It's just, it makes good wine.
So the Las Colinas de Elbro is the least expensive wine on the table? About $13? Las Colinas?
Yes,
Which is why I drink a lot.
yes.
And then how much
Yeah.
is the fizzy wine?
The Prosecco's like 15, 14.
Wow.
Wow.
See, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
expensive to be awesome. And that's
That's
one of the best
21.
parts about tasting in the dark.
Like 50, I think 57, and again, I think it was 28.
And here, Henry.
28, 29.
So about 57, just shy of 60, somewhere below 30, the Chardonnay was.
50. 50.
50? That's an expensive bottle of juice. Thanks for bringing it, big guy. The Chablis, you said about 22, 23?
Yep.
And then Las Colinas, somewhere between 13, 14 bucks,
Yeah.
and then a bottle of Prosecco, 15 bucks or less.
15. Yeah.
Which is really exciting that you can build a really dynamic and exciting wine for $15.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still can. And again, yeah, there's so many more, you know, going there every day.
I love
It's
drinking the
just-
glow.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another fantastic installment of Tasting in the Dark. It has been a great pleasure to have Henry here and our esteemed guests. And apparently the winner is back in the glass and the bottle is gone. Until next time,
Cheers.
cheers.
Cheers.